currently in near Lagos, in the southwest of Portugal, and I'm in my van. This is my van, and we're sort of mobile at the moment. We're sitting at a friend's house, and they've got a piece of land, about a hectare, 1 hectare, and we're quite close to Villa de Bispo. There seems to be a lot of very small parcels of land in this area, and it's a really beautiful area. It's stunning, beautiful nature. The energy here is great. I just love the feeling here. Lots of little homesteads dotted around the hills, and it doesn't feel like it's too crowded. So it doesn't feel like a suburb or anything, but it does feel like there's people around, which is quite nice. You don't feel secluded, although you don't get the whole like you're out in nature feeling here. But it is really lovely. Um, so I'm on this piece of land with some friends here. Uh, they're currently running solar, and they're using the water from the neighbor's borehole. And they've just built. It's taken them about a year, but they started about a year ago with just a bare piece of land, a blank canvas, and they've built up a three bedroom sort of house or cottage made out of wood, and they develop in the gardens, and there's a couple of sheds, and there's a greenhouse, and the gardens are coming along, and they've starting to build the walls at certain parts of the property. So it's quite a nice property to see, and really beautiful area to be in. We were just looking for a place to put my son into the local Waldorf school. Unfortunately, the Waldorf kindergarten doesn't have any places available. So it's possible that I know we might just hold homeschooling unless we can find a place to rent closer to Algeciras or or Rogel, which is sort of further up the west coast. That's about it for me at the moment. My wife is in Thailand doing a yoga and a detox holiday. 6 weeks she's away. First time that she's away this long from her son. And so I hope she comes back totally refreshed and raring to go, ready to take on this project. Yeah, that's pretty much about me for now. I've been quite focused on a few other things. And in terms of my eco-village creation sort of project, I've been reading this book. It's been really good. Not a lot of detail on how to create villages or anything like that, or eco-villages, but more, sort of more the spiritual sort of, not intellectual, but yeah, she goes into why eco-villages and why people go to eco-villages and how eco-villages have developed. There's quite a few case studies about where she talks about her visiting different eco-villages, their spiritual beliefs, how they connect, a lot about connecting and the relationships between different people in eco-villages. So that's a really, really good book if anybody's interested in reading up more about eco-villages. That's been really good on my book list at the moment. Anything else? Oh yes, I'm waiting for Maureen and Jose. They're coming from the Azores. They've been on holiday in the Azores, and they're arriving. They're actually back in the country now. They're traveling down to Tavira, where they're packing up their yurt, and they're going to be. Hopefully, I'll see them sometime this week, and then we'll sort of make more plans to find a place to rent together, or a little house or something, where we're going to start this project on a more like tangible level, where we're actually start living together and inviting people once we have a few different accommodation options set up, inviting people to come and join us at least for a week or 2 weeks, and then see how sort of the relationships develop. So that's me. Can I hand it over to you?
Oh, wow.
How are you?
Alan, right, yeah. Well, I'm good. I'm sort of hanging around in the UK at the moment, waiting for the right opportunity, the right time, and the right place. I have a 60, the son, the other Ben, who is 13, and he's quite keen to come to Portugal and start a new life. And the Mrs. Susan, who is sleeping at the moment. What else can I say? I'm an organic gardener, 25 years plus experience. Built some lakes and things in the past, and yeah. So I'm basically looking for a nice plot on a land share scheme of some sort to help out and long term.
Maddie and Beatrice. Beatrice, Maddie, how are you doing?
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Yeah, go
So
for it.
we're from Canada. We came last summer. We're in Spain right now, and we're headed for Portugal in the next few weeks.
Yeah,
And everything.
and basically we're looking to start a sustainability project or get involved with one. So that's what we're planning to do. Right now we're just taking care of paperwork, trying to get everything legal to be here. So. But other than that,
Wow, so when do you land? When's your landing?
we're in Spain right now.
Okay, so
So
you're in Spain.
yeah, we have a caravan. Uh, so in a few days, when we get some more
Yeah.
paperwork, we'll be heading to Portugal.
Yeah, we're hoping to be in Portugal by February 1st. So not too much longer. And
Cool.
back. Mhm.
And what makes you choose Portugal out of if you're already in Spain? I've
I'm
heard
I'm
Spain is pretty good as well.
yeah, I'm Portuguese, so
You're Portuguese, okay, so that's good. I can recognize some Portuguese in you there.
So
And Beatrice, are you Canadian?
Polish Canadian.
Okay, great. So have you guys been living in Canada before Spain?
Yes.
yeah. We've been there all our lives, basically. Well, since we were really cold.
Alright.
So we left the cold. We
Wow,
left
so
the We had last year. We had two winters in a row where it hit minus 36. And finally last year we said, you know something, let's just get out of here and start a new life someplace where we don't have to spend 6 months shoveling snow. And that's pretty much, instead of shoveling snow, we can plant a garden.
yeah, good choice, good choice.
Mhm.
Great choice.
And for the last little bit, we've been looking at sustainability. Last few years, we're looking into solar. Manny's interested in starting aquaponics. He's into like permaculture with applied aquaponics. We definitely want to be self-sustaining, and that's like our main key, primary key. And then the second part, I think, is like lifelong learning for everybody. For start, with the kids as young as kindergarten, and up until like never-ending education.
Oh, just a minute.
All right.
So the kids are calling.
Yeah, how many
And
kids do you have, Beatrice?
we've
How
got
many kids?
yeah, you met Serena, so she's 6, and we've also
Yes.
got a boy who's 9.
Okay. Are they in school at the moment?
No, right now we're doing homeschooling with both kids.
Okay.
A kind of combination homeschooling, unschooling, teaching by phenomenon,
Yeah.
a little mix of everything. I've got the Canadian curriculum with us. So we're kind of going through that slowly, and we're going to have to kind of amalgamate into the European curriculum a little bit better. So little by little, but they don't speak the language. They don't speak Spanish. They don't speak Portuguese. A little bit, well, lots of English and a little bit of French. That's it for now. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge in Portugal for them. And for me, Manny said is Portuguese, so it won't be too bad for him.
Yeah, I think the lucky thing we are most of you guys will experience is that a lot of people speak English in Portugal, which is both a blessing and not so good because it makes it harder to learn because you don't practice as much. But at the same time, you can still get by pretty well with English everywhere, everywhere you go here. There's a lot of expats, and a lot of the Portuguese people speak English really well.
I think it's in Portugal it's part of the curriculum, isn't it? I think as of grade one, you can speak English.
Sorry, say again, Beatrice?
In Portugal, in the curriculum in the school, from my understanding that they teach English in grade one.
I think they do. I think they do, yeah. But I don't think they teach even to a very high standard to people coming out of school. But yeah, I guess they learn enough, which is which is the reason why a lot of people can speak. But they must have started that probably about 10, 15 years ago, because a lot of the elder people, say above 50, are a lot less English spoken, whereas the younger generation obviously realize the importance of speaking an international language, and so it's much more spoken these days. Cool, thanks guys. Nice to meet you. Nice to hear that you're coming out here. Hopefully we'll get to meet someday, yeah? I
Definitely.
just wanted to hear from the other.
Smash,
Yeah, sorry, carry on.
where are you from, Samesh?
Sorry, here goes Ben. Ben, I'm South African.
South African.
Yeah.
Sweet. Nice.
So
I
yeah, I
have a friend
came
from
up.
South Africa.
Yeah, I came
Very
up
nice.
from South Africa in '98, and I stayed in London and sort of around the area of Brighton. I went to Met and Chelmsford. I was in London for 14 years or so, and then we went to South Africa in 2013 for a year. Or 2014 for a year, over 2013, 2014. And then in 2015 we came back to the UK in 2014 we came back to the UK for 3 months, and then we came to Portugal in October 2014. So yeah, we've been here about a year. Just getting to know the different areas. We spent 6 or 7 months traveling from July last year. Beatrice, just a question for you guys. When are you guys coming over to? Where do you plan to go when you first come? Have you got a place already?
Well, my dad has a place in Portugal,
Okay.
near Porto, so
Okay.
we're gonna go there first, and we're gonna use it as a little hub to be able to reach out a little bit and just travel and look around and see what's going on.
Great.
We were in
And
Albufeira.
when did you say you were coming again?
We're gonna be the first week of February. We'll be in Porto, and
Oh wow.
probably
Okay.
yeah, and then we're gonna head down for the second part of February.
Okay. Wow. So it's pretty soon. Are your plans to buy land or join a community, or where do you see your future?
Well, we're kind of leaving our options open. I'm talking. We're kind of leaving our options open, just to be able to see and look around. If there's a good project that catches our interest that we can be a part of, we may do that. If not, if we don't find anything like that, we may branch out on our own. So it's
Okay.
hard to say. right now we're very flexible, so
Okay.
we'll, we'll
Great.
just
Well,
We're
let it go and see what happens.
we're looking for a
yeah.
right now, and vibration in your tummy where vibration is supposed to be.
And have you guys had a chance to visit any communities in Spain at all?
No.
Well, there's a hostel in Lleida. We were there in the summertime, and they had almost like a community. Okay. Almost like a community environment. And it was just such a nice atmosphere. They were so like we were just staying as hostel, visitors, but
Yeah.
yet I think the business is being run by community itself. So they've got the hostel on the side plus their own community. And
Yeah.
people coming in as an outsider, they were so warm, so acceptable, amazing people. And then we started saying, you know what? Maybe we don't need to do this solo. Maybe we can find a community that's like-minded, and we can do it with a group of people. I feel, many hands make for easy work, or something along that line.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. 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 Yeah. It's an ideal, isn't it? The ideal is that you live with a group of people that you really connect with, that you can share resources, you don't have to travel to schools back and forth every day. You don't have to travel to go do entertainment because you've got all your friends around you. You don't have to go on a Saturday to
Mhm.
visit people on the other side of the country because all your friends are 100 meters away from you. Friday nights are not like, oh, what are we going to do? Maybe there'll be things happening all the time, every Friday, every Saturday. The kids will be able to live in this village environment where you don't have to be their parents all the time, but everybody can share the parental responsibilities. It won't be hard to
Exactly.
find a babysitter because you'll have 10 or 20 babysitters available if you guys want to go out, for dinner one night. Whereas now it's like it's almost impossible if you live in a single house unless you've got family or friends close by. There's a lot of huge advantages to living in community as far as I've seen. Um, and again, there's the challenge that it seems like only 90% of communities don't survive past even the initial founding stage. So there's a lot of, I guess, a bit of luck as well as forethought that goes into creating a community. Luck in terms of the right people connecting at the right time with the right resources, um, with the right mindset. I think there's a lot of different factors that can go into it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, it's a dream, and I think if you model yourselves on the successful communities, I think you've got a good chance of being a success.
So
So Ben, how's it going? Where are you at the moment? You're in the Netherlands, huh?
yes. I wanted to move my stuff this week to Austria, but mm, yeah, I think I'll wait till May or June.
You're going to Austria.
Yeah. No, I wait, I wait.
What are your plans for Portugal? I thought you were traveling through Portugal January, February.
Yeah, and then in 10 days or something.
Okay, you're gonna start your travel in 10 days.
Yeah. And yeah, mm,
So
yeah.
tell us a bit about yourself. How are you doing?
Yes, I was doing very good, but it was just what should I say? yeah, to make a lot of connections still again this week, and a lot of working, you know. Yeah. So now the work is finished, so it's more relaxed again.
What are your plans for your trip? Give us a sort of a summary of what you're doing.
um, yeah, we're just visiting for projects in February, and we visit them every community. We visit 7 days, and the most of them are starting communities or very small. And yeah, I only have to figure it out this week because I have now more time. Uh, which one are really important for me or us, you know, to focus on where we can join in the future. So it's more important than visiting a lot of communities, you know, where you cannot join, where you only can help, you know.
You going to Spain as well?
Yeah, I have time till 5 May, so it's almost 12 weeks or something. But we had the camper van first, but the guy with the camper van is not really sure he's coming from 15 March. He's going with the flow, you know. Yeah.
Okay. So how are you traveling down? Just in a car, or are you traveling by public transport?
No, bicycle.
By?
Bicycle. I have a bicycle there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bicycle.
Wow.
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 Yeah, yeah. It's take you 2 days to cycle from one place to another one. But it's my friend Hendrik. He has a car, and I still have to hear something from him today. No, this week because he has bad connections uh, with the phone, cell phone. So,
Yeah.
but he tried already to connect me again, and of course, I can do the 90 kilometers, but it's more nicer if he is connecting us this week, and I'm sure that we can go to these 4 projects by car then, you know. But otherwise, I have to do it by bicycle.
Okay. Cool. Cool. But I've met traveling through Portugal on bicycles.
I did it before
You
two
don't.
years
You
ago,
don't have your plans.
and that was in the summertime, 600 kilometers.
600 kilometers, huh?
Yeah, from Guarda
But
to
you,
Mar.
from where about?
From Guarda to Mar.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's see if I. Has anybody got any questions or that?
How do you get?
So right now, what stage are you currently at? You're currently looking for property,
Yeah.
or are you just gonna work with your friend there for a while and get established to be able to take on accommodations and things?
Manny, what we've got is should we say we've found a property? And there's a property in Alentejo. It's 26 hectares, and it's
That's
120,000
large.
euros, which is quite reasonable for that size. I estimate
Any
sort
water
of
on?
budget. There isn't water at the moment, but it's possible to build a dam or to dig borehole easily. So this is a blank canvas of land, 26 hectares, two valleys, and you could quite easily build a couple of dams in and dig a couple of boreholes. So although it doesn't have water at the moment, it's water's not an issue. So this is the question, you know, it's whether to buy land that is a blank canvas where you get a larger piece of land, or to buy land that's already developed. And for example, we looked at another piece of land in this relatively in the same area for 14 hectares, which already had a house on it, and a little dam and borehole. All the water was sorted. But the cost of that property was 375,000. So the question is, do you buy something developed, or do you buy something undeveloped?
Undeveloped.
And there's benefits and negatives to both. I think the benefits to an undeveloped piece of land is that it's a blank canvas, and you can build the way you want on it. Whereas if you start with somebody else's property, it's already been developed as somebody else's dream, so you have to sort of modify it. And sometimes it can cost just as much to modify as to rebuild.
True.
So and also, we just have to see how this thing works out in terms of the people that are interested in joining the project. Once I can get them together in one room, all at the same time, we can discuss more detail about what financial capabilities each person or each family has. And also, before we even get to that stage, I think it's important that we at least spend some time living together, even on a semi-permanent basis, so that we make sure that before we invest, our money into a property, that we can actually live together, we share the same values, and we share the same outlook and dreams in life. So once we've got a core group of however many, we might find one or two people that have more money to invest and therefore can, loan money to the association. Or maybe we need 10 families who each put in 10,000 euros or 20,000 euros each to buy that sort of piece of land. And I'm not saying it is going to be that piece of land. It's just more that, those are some of the options that we've looked at the meantime. But it's going to start off with getting a group of people together, making sure that we're committed, making sure that we form this base of a trust, that we have good relationships with each other, that we sort out the structure of how the eco-village is going to work, the financial structure, so we minimize any misunderstandings, any miscommunications, any possibility of conflicts. So at least we can start off the eco-village or the community with a strong footing. And, sure, conflict and sort of misunderstandings and stuff is going to come, but if we prepare for it by having everything down on paper, everything in black and white, making sure everybody has a part to play in the implementation, in the designing of it, I think we can minimize any misunderstandings to a greater degree. And if anything comes up, we should have a strong basis to be able to resolve anything that does come up, any of the challenges that are undoubtedly going to come up. So myself and my wife and my son, plus Maureen and Jose, we're going to try and find a place to rent, maybe even if it's just a piece of land where we can put a couple of yurts, and start building some of the infrastructure that we'll need. And then as we build on some infrastructure, some accommodation units, then we can invite people to come and actually stay a week or stay a weekend or stay a month with us. And we can, get to know or start to gather this group of people that have the same vision, that have the same values, that have the same outlook on life, that share some commonality. And as we form this group and we find the financial resources to buy land, and then we'll be in a better position to actually physically purchase the land. Personally, at the moment, I could go buy some land, but in a smaller part of Portugal, a lot cheaper part of Portugal. And I don't really want to live on a farm isolated. And I think some of the areas in Portugal are quite isolating. Even if you go like 1 hour into Alentejo, it's farmland. There's nothing happening. It feels quite isolated. And unless you've got a community of people that you have some type of entertainment where you can work with each other, and you've got a support network with you, I think it'd be quite hard going to actually try and create that in some of the areas that I've been. But some of the areas are, the places where I have been are much cheaper in land. So if you want to buy, if you've got a lot more financial resources, you can probably buy the Algarve area, where there's, closer to the city of Lagos or Faro. But then obviously, land's going to be more expensive, and you're going to get a lot less land for the same amount of money. So once we meet with a core group of founding members, we'll start to decide, what's more important. Is it more important to have a bigger piece of land in a more secluded area, or is it more important to have a smaller piece of land but closer to transport links like the airport and stuff like that? And I think those sort of things will become much more clearer in time, because I've got my ideas, but it's obviously it's a co-creation with whoever's going to be joining. I think that's, yeah. Does that answer any questions?
Because you had a goal, I think you wanted to start July of this year. Was that just for Hummingbird?
Sorry, Beatrice, say that again.
For your Hummingbird Beja, you had a goal that you were trying to start for July this year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that was the plan. That's the plan. And I think it's doable by summer. This is obviously a work in progress. So we might be able to start in the summer, but it's going to be a development, put it that way. But I'd like to have at least a group room and some accommodation units available, so we can start getting an income, which is entirely possible through the tourist season. So we can rent out tents and start creating an income for the eco village. Also, making places available for people to come visit. And just start doing these retreats. Sorry, somebody said something?
I've got to leave. I've only got 390 megabytes of data. I've got to go. Bye.
Okay. Cheers, Ben. Keep well. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Right.
Keep in contact. Hit me up.
In 2 weeks.
Facebook.
Are we friends on Facebook? Are you on the group? Okay. Cheers.
He's gone. Thank you, Wallet.
So yeah, Beatrice, I think it's entirely doable. You never know. You just have to dream these things, and I could say, okay, it's only gonna be starting like next year, end of next year, which would probably be more reasonable. To tell you the truth, it's probably more reasonable to say something like that. But at the same time, it makes it so far into the future that it almost becomes ungraspable. Whereas if you put this goal at sort of 6 months time, it gives it more like it gives you more motivation to actually take the time out from a very busy day, instead of doing something else. Actually really this is what we're trying to achieve, and trying to make it more it's going to take a lot of work, no doubt, and a lot of time. Yeah, a lot of what do you say the word is? I'm going to have to put a lot of other things off in order to make it happen. So what do you call that? You do it with kids as well. There's a word for it. I forgot. Um,
Focus.
yeah, focus is one, but you give up something. What's that word? If you give something up to, yeah. Oh, there's a word for it anyway. Help, help. So yeah, so that's a plan. Is that I really want to. I'm looking at the next couple of months to really get this the founders clear, who the founders are going to be. And we've got a big group of people that are interested, but it's just now actually, finding a place where we can all meet up and be in the same place together, the same space together. So if I'm thinking by the end of March, and during that time we can still keep on looking for land. This land that's available now is available. I don't know how much longer it'll be available, but it is available right now. And if we look at, say, a month to go through the purchase process, that takes us to the end of April. Hopefully by the end of July, end of August, we've already got a functional settlement with at least a group room and everybody having a basic accommodation, which is either a motorhome or a caravan or a yurt, and at least 2 or 3 guest accommodation units, which are quite easy to put up. I'm making my own yurt. It's quite easy to put yurts together. So yeah, I hope to have something up and running by the end of July, August.
We can definitely meet up, I think, at the end of February and see how. Maybe not the next meeting. I think your next one's going to be, is it the 10th of February?
Yeah. So 14 days from now. What's it? 24th today. So the 4th. Yeah, 8th. Is that the 8th? Something around there.
You're going to do a Sunday again? Yeah, it would be the 7th.
Yeah. 7th. That's right.
We might make the next one on the 21st. Actually, be in Algarve.
Okay, great. Yeah, great.
And you guys are staying with friends right now in Lagos?
No, I'm staying at a friend of ours called Shamim and Jan, and they've got like about a hectare of land. Really beautiful area. I actually love this area. In fact, if we could afford to buy this area, that would be amazing. Because it feels like there's stuff happening here, there's stuff happening down the road. Lagos is just down the road. It feels like a buzzy type area. Personally, I don't want to be stuck in the middle of nowhere, with having to travel an hour and a half to a place where anything is happening. And I think if you could possibly be in this area, it would be great because you could access sort of customers from the Lagos and Algarve area.
Yeah, I think that's really important to be in a place like that, because I know for me, wanting to have greenhouses with aquaponics and all that, you have to have some customer base to be able to put that stuff out to them. Because if you're secluded, that's not going to happen, right? There's no customers for doing stuff.
No, not locals anyway. Not locals.
Yeah,
Definitely not a local customer.
If you've got a garden, you'll find that dealing with the local economy might be a little harder than dealing with expats and people coming from abroad. So,
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
I've noticed here in Spain it's the same way. Like if you're a little bit outside the a little bit of the more vacationers' home, like the tourist areas. It's nice to be near a place like that because it just gives you options. So,
Yeah, completely agree. Completely. You can even here, like you can drive into one of these little villages, and it's like you've gone back like 50 years in time. It's really strange. It's really strange. It's like, there are some really backward places in Portugal. Like it reminds me of South Africa. You can, off the beaten track in South Africa, you get these little places. You just like, it's like you walk into a ghost town, and it's just really like, backwards.
I think the time to get things done is going to be a little bit too, because I know just from hearing from my dad who lives in Portugal 6 months out of the year, if you want something done, it's not quick.
No.
Work or getting a permit of some kind. There's going to be more longevity with the container though, because I know certain areas of Portugal, if you build wooden homes, you are susceptible to termites and things like that. So they can really devastate a wooden home. Because I know a lot of the land that's for sale there too, they won't allow permanent structures. Like you can't build anything out of concrete or stone. You can build a wooden home, and they can let you that way. But maybe that's the case there. They see it's a wooden home, it's not really a permanent structure in their eyes. Not a traditional home anyway. So
Yeah.
maybe that's how they look at it. It can be taken down.
I think Maureen has joined the chat. Let's just see. Hello, Maureen. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Maureen, can you? Hey.
We've thought for the last hour we've been watching, thinking that we're part of it. We haven't.
Oh, no.
Been watching you.
I hope I feel entertaining.
We heard everything.
There you are, finally. Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. We have our puppy Oro here now, but he was very active earlier on, but he's now asleep. Oh, can you see him?
Oh, Zed, look at the puppy. Look at the puppy.
Oh,
Oh, cute, eh?
isn't so small.
Nice. Looks big, huh?
He's a big
I want it to
puppy.
be tinier, like a white
Are you
one.
guys in your yurt?
No. We're still in Sintra.
Okay. I thought I saw a yurt door there.
Oh,
Cool. So give us a rundown. How are you guys?
Yeah, we've been.
We just arrived from
We got
Azores.
back yesterday
Yeah, yesterday.
or the day before.
We just did a workshop there. It was quite interesting. Met some new people. People into the plants and permaculture, and well, people there are quite active actually. I was very surprised because it's such a small island, but there's a lot of activity and people wanting to do alternative workshops and activities, which is quite interesting. So we plan to visit them again next summer, which is
This summer.
this summer, which is quite interesting. Let's see how things go.
Which of the islands is it? The Azores is quite a few islands, isn't it?
The main island with the main airport is San Miguel,
Okay.
and that has the largest population. I think it's the biggest island, and
Yeah.
it's got the largest population. So that's where we spent all our time, just networking really, and enjoying sitting in the thermal hot springs,
Cool. Nice.
which was such a highlight.
So
Are you guys on holiday there? Or did you guys business?
Well, both. It was a busman's holiday. We were making connections for potential workshops and running events out there and joining events that are already being organised out there. So
Nice.
that's what we've been doing. And then yesterday we were at a recreational club and bumped into one of our somebody who's going to help us on the herbal path and is going to join us on the herbal path.
on the course, on our course.
Whoa, cool.
And synchronicities are really working at the moment, like bumping into her last night. Because the funny thing was we'd been in communication with by email and text, but missing each other. And then she just walks into the place where we are last night. And
Wow.
the other thing that we've been doing is we've been slowly recording our own music. We've had the time in the Azores to play and sing and practice, and
Yay.
so we're really archiving not archiving. What's the word? We're getting playlists of just what sort of all the different songs that we know, either that we've written ourselves or that we've been inspired to learn that have been written by other people, and we're just really feeling a big push behind us to get our performance activity more concrete and be more clear of what our repertoire is, to really share more of that through the medicine and the plant medicine through the songs.
Well,
Fantastic.
that includes your drumming skills as well.
Yeah, you're part of it too.
Just to make you.
So that's what we've been really doing, because of just to let the other people know, we're running a herbal medicine course in March, and because Jose is a musician, and we're working with the resonance of the plants and the vibration of the plants. What we're preparing ourselves for now is how we can integrate the resonance of and the harmonics of music to the plant expression, or let the plant expression come through that mode, that medium. So that's what we're working with at the moment, and we're also just finalising ideas and for our course. And the next course we run, we hope will be at the new retreat centre. And we've already got an international musician who wants to come to Portugal and needs a venue.
It's like
it's already.
She's at the same level as Darpan, you know. She has a friend of Darpan.
Do you know Bettina Maureen G? Have you heard her music?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
is it on Spotify?
It's on SoundCloud.
It's on SoundCloud at least.
I'll send you the link.
Let me check SoundCloud. Yeah, send us the link. That'd be great.
No, it made me think also that we would like to have some kind of facilities in the property where we could join people and make some music and make some even recordings happen.
Yeah, we're gonna have a studio, aren't we? We're gonna make a studio there.
Of course, we can do other things in there, like workshops, but even workshops about music, why not? You know.
Yeah.
Everything is just ideas popping up now. It's quite interesting times to be looking for a property together with other people. Because there's so many.
Check this chapter out. Can you see that?
No, you'll have to read it. Music of the Plants.
Yeah. I was just reading it today.
What's the book? Is that your e-village book?
This is one of them.
Wow, that's in the Eco-Village book.
Have you read about Damanhur and
yes.
And the research they're doing with plants?
Yes, I've been working with herbalists that have those machines that measure the electrical resistance and then transmute it as sound. Yeah. One of my friends in America, we were doing that when I was out there 3 years ago.
It's amazing. It's like you walk into the room and people who have like a sunny disposition, the music of the plants like changes to the intentions of the people that are in the room.
Yeah.
And if a dodo walks in, a grumpy one, the music stops. So we could give everybody the music test. Unless you make the plant sing. Out!
That's not the way, that's the criteria.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? The plants don't lie.
I hope you're curious about that.
Yeah.
At the entrance, like nobody's allowed to come in unless the plants are singing.
They're the boss, they have the final word.
Yeah. What about the plants?
So I don't think there's going to be any difficulty in attracting the kind of, if we make sure we keep our vibration high and with good intention, we're not going to have any difficulty attracting people.
Yes.
In fact, the difficulty might be in keeping we might have to get the plants as sentinels because we might have too many people coming.
Yay! We want more people. Yeah, that's a good problem to
That's
have.
a high cost problem, though.
What was that?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Yeah, I
Eddie?
didn't catch it. What did
Oh,
you
I said if you have too many people, it's a high cost problem.
It's a high class problem?
High class problem.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely a high class problem. It's a good problem to have.
Bring on those kind of problems.
Yeah, come on. We like those kind of problems.
So we're
Have
really
you guys...
excited at the moment, really excited that we feel there's a lot moving and we're riding with it. And yeah, we're hoping to head down tomorrow at some point. We have some post office business that we have to deal with in the morning, and then I think we're going to try and head down tomorrow
Yeah.
to Algarve. But it took us like 6 or 7 hours in the van coming the reverse journey, so it's probably going to take us all day.
We'll see if we go Tuesday morning,
Yeah.
Monday. Depends on how you sort things out with the post office. Should take long, but you never know.
So we'll definitely let you know, Somesh. We'll text you when we're leaving. It'll either be tomorrow or Tuesday morning.
Fast.
You're breaking up, Somesh.
I think we're losing him too. Sumesh is frozen. Maureen?
Yes, hello. Can you hear us?
Hi. Well, we can see. I think Sumesh is frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we noticed that.
Yeah. So, so we're really excited about the prospect of meeting you and hearing your story, and when you arrive back down to the south after your Porto experience.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. We'll we just got to get some paperwork done. You know, that dreaded paperwork.
Paperwork.
After that.
He's laughing.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing. You really have to have a lot of patience. Yeah.
Yeah.
I call it European island time.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta really take it easy and relax.
Definitely.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
see. It'll be. It's interesting to see what can transpire from this.
Yes, of course. You have to go. Things will clarify. You know, clarity will come, and that's the whole process. Is to be patient, to have your ideas clear about what you want, and then things will manifest it by itself. It's just an exercise of patience more than anything, I guess.
Yeah, and lots of planning.
Yeah.
Plan.
Clarity is what you want. Yeah, definitely. Because it's quite a big commitment to go into a community and put a lot of effort, energy, money, time, and then you're not stuck, but you're kind of committed to something, and it's nice to have the right people with you, or at least people you can work with, because even if it's not the right people, you can always work out to be able to live in community and change some things here, some things there. So if it's like this kind of environment, I think we can do really interesting things.
Right. Well, everybody will bring something. Right? Everybody's got something to offer. Oh, is he back?
That's Somesh trying to come through again.